What's up guys and welcome back to my Lorethrough series. Today's video will be on Preceptor Seluvis' secrets. According to this note bought from a nomadic merchant, Seluvis is hiding this secret in the ruins close to the Three Sisters Rises. This note also links the secret to the graven witch Selin, who's acquainted with Seluvis as we've seen in the last episode. Breaking this illusory wall in the ruins reveals a dungeon with a couple of prisoners who are all sitting in the same strange pose. And behind yet another illusory wall, we can find another sorceress Selin? That's the third one we've found so far, after the one in Waypoint Ruins and the one in Witchbane Ruins. Only this one is unresponsive. This is getting really weird. The secret behind the multiple Selins, however, and what she has to do with any of this, will be the subject of a future episode. As for the strange pose, if we head down this cliff near the ruins, we can get to a previously inaccessible part of Caria Manor and talk to Pidia, a Carian servant.
Sorry, Your Worship. I apologize for any offense given. I am Pidia, servant to the Carian royal family. I am charged with maintaining these ghastly dolls. Your Worship, allow me to be of use. Other than the puppets, there are some very fine things up here in this storeroom. Why not pick something out before you go? But please, can you offer poor ill-starred Pidia a little something by way of compensation?
This Albinoric is in charge of the Cuckoo soldiers that were turned into puppets and are now defending Caria Manor. Those soldiers are sitting in the exact same pose. This means that the people in Seluvis' dungeon have also been turned into puppets by Seluvis. Nefeli would have been his next target if we hadn't given the potion to Gideon instead, so thank God we did that. Let's now confront Seluvis about all of this.
Break into a man's private chambers, rooting about as you please. Your oafishness knows no bounds. Fine and well. You tricked Nefeli and had her drink the potion. I believe that makes you my accomplice. You yearn for a puppet of your own, hmm? Well, normally one of your stature would never be allowed. But perhaps I can make a very special exception. Now, choose.
The puppets we get from him are just like spirit summons and are even upgraded by Roderica using the same materials as spirit summons. If we buy all of Seluvis' sorceries from him, we can ask him for the other puppet we didn't choose the first time around.
How's the puppet I gave you? A thing of exquisite craft, is it not? What's that? You want another puppet? Quite the keen paramour, aren't we? But I'm afraid each and every one is like a child to me. I can hardly just give them away. Oh dear, what's to be done? Why don't you fetch me some starlight shards? If you can manage it, I'll gladly prepare a new puppet for you. The soul of every puppet has its own ambience. You'll soon come to know once you possess a few. And once each's predilections are known to you, the better you'll be able to love them. Oh yes, you have much to look forward to further down this road.
After fetching some starlight shards, we can return to him and trade them for the other puppet. As we are now, whether by choice or not, his accomplice, he reveals to us his ultimate scheme.
You're proving to be quite the puppeteer. I've not had an apprentice for a very long time indeed. Begging,
Perhaps you'd be interested in a little scheme of mine. It will produce the finest of puppets, which I aspire to cherish with these very hands. A ploy to fool even Lady Ranni. How does that sound? I knew I had you pegged. You're just like me. Then I'd like you to procure something. A rather unique starlight shard that glistens with amber. With that, my special draft will gleam with nectar sweetness. And even a demigod would be slave to its charms.
Now, whether or not you want to participate in this scheme is up to you, but as previously said, I'm playing all sides for the sake of the video. As for the location of the Amber Starlight shard, we can buy a weathered map showing its location from Pidia. The location is just north of the highway junction at an altar in the Altus Plateau. I know we're not technically in Altus Plateau yet, but I am cheating a little bit with the progression route, as this questline path becomes inaccessible if I progress as I normally would. Needless to say, Seluvis is thrilled we managed to find this shard.
Well, you managed to lay your hands on it. The blessed day is finally upon us. Goodness gracious, the way it glistens. Utterly enchanting. To think this was once a demigod's very fate. My, oh my, oh my. Ah, are you still here? Ah, yes, I should give you your reward. Yeah, please. It's all yours. It's splendid work. It's just marvelous. Now just you wait. The merriment is soon to begin. The scheme I promised is to be revealed very shortly.
After a short rest, Seluvis has finished brewing his potion that can turn Ranni into a puppet.
Good. I've been waiting for you. It's finally complete. The perfection of my draft, gleaming nectar sweet. Give it to Ranni and ensure she drinks it. The dead-eyed doll lets down her guard in your presence, rather remarkably. Though she might dip her hands in the dirt and feign that icy persona, she's a frail, gentle girl at heart. You, that once you have Ranni drink my draft, my scheme will come to fruition. And we'll be in a position to claim the very finest puppet ever crafted. Just imagine the pure elation.
Since Ranni is deep in her slumber, all we have to do now is administer it.
Well, this is a most unpleasant awakening. The depths of wickedness never fail to surprise me. I am saddened that thou wouldst succumb to such depravity, led astray by Seluvis with devious tonic in hand. Didst thou think to have thy way with me? Begone, hapless scum. I won't have another whiff of thy rotten breath. I have spoken. Away from my sight. This is the third time, fiend. Enough of thy unbearable breath.
Well, that serves us right for betraying her. Ranni noticed what we were planning, awoke, and killed us. If we check on Seluvis, we can see that he is not dead, but instead sitting in that exact same inactive puppet pose we saw in Caria Manor and in Seluvis's dungeon. Was Seluvis just a puppet all along? And if so, who was controlling him? If we approach the roof entrance of Caria Manor like before, we can hear Pidia's puppets, freed from their spell, now taking revenge on Pidia and killing him.
I loved you with all I have. How could you forget?
Does that mean Seluvis was also just one of Pidia's puppets? It's possible. The other possibility is that Seluvis was his own person and was just turned into a puppet by Ranni as a fitting punishment for his transgressions. You can choose which of these two theories to believe. Interestingly, we find one of Seluvis' favorite puppets, Dolores the Sleeping Arrow, on Pidia's corpse. Dolores once belonged to the Round Table Hold and was a critic but also friend of Gideon's. Gideon and Seluvis went their separate ways after Seluvis turned her into a puppet. Now we know why Gideon wanted to dispose of the potion that Seluvis gave us and why he called Seluvis a twisted dolly botherer in the last episode. As for us, we may have severed our bond with Ranni, but if we remember what Miriel said previously,
to experience the miracle, kneel in the basin at the back and cleanse yourself with celestial dew. Absolution will be yours. Any bond, no matter how strained or even severed, will be put to rights.
So after we kneel at the basin of the church and cleanse ourselves with celestial dew, Ranni forgives us and returns to her slumber, waiting for us to find the treasure of Nokron. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. If not, tell me how I can improve these videos in the future. I'll see you next time, bye bye!